What's up, Hornets? I'm Matthew, and welcome back to What's Buzzin'. Today we have another podcast, and we are talking with representatives from the Kids for the O Foundation. So today I'm here with...
My name is Marley. I'm president and co-founder of Kids for the O.
My name is Jonte. I'm vice president and also co-founder.
And my name is Isabella, and I'm secretary and co-founder of Kids for the O.
So we are a nonprofit that is catered toward youth services in the Orlando area mostly. So we do like a bunch of different volunteer services with like all of our members. A lot of it is smaller, like STEM tutoring and making cards for kids and stuff like that. But then we also do some bigger events like fundraising and stuff like that. Our last fundraising activity was really successful, and we were able to raise almost $7,000 for toys to buy for a local toy drive.
Wow.
So that was really successful with the help of all of our members.
I know one of the first things that we really wanted to focus on when we were first making this nonprofit was focusing on education for students, because we noticed through our past volunteering things with different community centers and different children about how there wasn't necessarily equal opportunity for kids who have been lucky enough to have a privileged life as us and other kids education-wise. So we really want to kind of zone in on getting school supplies drives ready for the different community centers that we're connected with, so that hopefully for the next year, none of the kids will have to worry about anything like that.
So you guys started this in July, and it's already amazing enough that we have students in here that are that have started a nonprofit organization from scratch. So why don't you guys tell me the process and the story behind starting Kids for the O?
Yeah, so it's always been something that all three of us have really wanted to do, and something that we're passionate about, like serving others and using what we have to help others and like spread that position that we have. So to start it, like we have some connections with like other nonprofits and stuff like that. So that's how we were able to communicate with these other directors and even some of our school leaders here to like kind of figure out what we really wanted to do and what we wanted to focus on, as well as how to even do that.
Okay.
And then with that, we were able to research, figure out what forms we really needed to get in to become like a certified 501c3, which is the verification for a nonprofit. So with all of that, once we filled out all the forms, then we just wait until we were verified. But thankfully, it didn't take too long, and now we're a verified nonprofit.
Okay, did you guys all work together to do it, or was it like one student's idea?
No, it was all of us all together from the start. That even when we started filling out forms and figuring out what we wanted to do, we were all three working on it and trying to make it the mission that we wanted.
Okay, well then I'll go to you, Jonte. Why did you guys want to start it?
Yeah, so me, Marley, and Issa, we've been friends since the beginning of high school, but they've been friends for longer. But freshman year, we all started volunteering. Well, Marley's been doing it for a while, but we all volunteered at this annual toy drive. And we did that our freshman year and our sophomore year and our junior year, which is what we fundraised for. But I think just being there in the moment and seeing all the kids that we had an impact on and physically seeing it, like we just wanted to do more. It was just a matter of seeing that there was a need and then wanting to do more than what volunteering at a different thing could actually do. So we just wanted to be able to do more than actually just volunteering.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yes, I do. So it is volunteering. Do you guys work directly with kids, or do you guys, or is it a mix of both service and interaction?
It's a mix of both, I'd say. Like right now, some of us are volunteering at different community centers to help teach STEM courses. But in addition to that, sometimes we'll just go to things like the Second Harvest Food Bank, or just going to different volunteer opportunities as well.
Okay, that's great. That is very great. Sorry, yes, that's wonderful. Isabella, why don't you tell me about some of your experiences hands-on with these events?
Right, so I'd say our biggest event was the toy drive. Growing up and going to this school, we've kind of been exposed to a bunch of like different services, and we've been told to always give back and like appreciate what we have. So I kind of think that we took all the characteristics that we've learned through going to a Catholic school and really utilized them and implemented them into our own nonprofit organization. And working throughout this toy drive, we were really able to see the impact that we have and how through these characteristics that we've kind of gained through going to a Catholic school, we were able to use them for the better.
That's really great. You guys have, so Athletic Connections was brought up earlier about you guys work with. Do you work with any other organizations?
Yeah, so usually when we work with like Harvest Food Bank and stuff, we kind of have to reach out and communicate with them to plan accordingly because we are a bigger organization. We have around over 35 members. So you kind of have to like figure out like spacing and if there's room for everyone and make sure that everything works out like logistics wise. So we
Okay.
plan accordingly. We figure out how many people can go. But yeah, I'd say we co-work with other organizations.
That's great. All right, so you guys are working with organizations. You guys are doing hands-on and mix of service, and you guys started on just good virtue. So how did you guys grow your involvement in this organization?
So when we started, I know that we do have a bunch of like friends and acquaintances who do go to Bishop Moore that we were like, oh, I think they'd be really good in this. And then from there, we did post like, oh, we're taking applications at this certain time. And a lot of the Bishop Moore students were really interested and like wanted to get involved. So at the moment, we have over 35 members and almost like I think a little over 95% of them are Bishop Moore students. We have my sister, who's also a board member. She's a freshman at Bishop Moore. And then all of our other members, we have some sophomores, juniors. So yeah, I think that it's really important because we have a community here at Bishop Moore, and it's important to spread that community out into other different people and showing people that we are like a family here at Bishop Moore and that we can all work together to do good.
Okay. How did you grow your involvement?
Yeah, basically at Bishop Moore, I'm very appreciative of the fact that I was able to come to the school and meet so many people that have such good morals. And I was able to find other people in this school community who wanted to do more for outside in the other bigger community.
Okay.
So just mainly at Bishop Moore as well. But we're hoping to hopefully expand and to hopefully kind of pass down the torch to these upcoming freshmen. So I know that we're planning on releasing some new applications for all the sophomores and the freshmen who are
Okay.
interested.
Can I ask you guys, are you guys seniors?
We're juniors.
Juniors, okay. All right, so you guys went one more year. Okay. All right. Freshmen grown to sophomores. Okay. And Isabella, your personal growth and involvement.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I agree. The Bishop Moore community is very open to helping. I'd say even when we kind of came up with the idea of Kids for the O, we got support from immediate acquaintances and friends, and they were really open and willing to help. So our main demographic in terms of volunteers is definitely Bishop Moore students. And you kind of realize that the community, as much as like our community here at Bishop Moore is strong, well, we have as a community like the ability to help other people that are like just right outside our doorstep, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And we can help locally and help people who are in need.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. Okay, so you guys serve quite a few communities here in Orlando. So why don't you tell us which communities you serve and why you chose those demographics?
So we do serve a couple of different communities, but we did a toy drive, and the toy drive we served the Grand Avenue Community Center and that group of people, and then some of our board members are doing STEM tutoring at the Rosemont Center just outside of Bishop Moore, around 10 minutes away.
Okay.
And we choose these centers because we're assisting in like the STEM projects, but I think that a lot of kids there, like, they don't have a lot of the opportunities that we have at Bishop Moore, especially like for the toy drive, the Grand Avenue. A lot of those kids, like, they walked 40 minutes to get to the toy drive, and a lot of these kids haven't had the experience to be able to get toys for Christmas. And it's like evident by the way that they're so grateful for that, and I think that that's why we really like serving those kind of communities, because they're so grateful, and like you can tell that you can really make an impact in their lives. And I think that's our main focus, is like making sure that we can actually see an impact and a need in the communities that we serve for what we do.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that we made this organization with the intention of helping other students and other kids who aren't able to have or to start life on the same footing, to try to get those equal opportunities. So our main goal is to try to help the students or kids and just other people who are involved in these different community centers, to try and help them get equal opportunities and try to get on an even playing field. Because we know that a lot of disparity can start really young and really early. Like if people aren't afforded the same things for education, things like that earlier on, it can affect them later on in life. So our goal is to hopefully alleviate the disparity that we've seen in Orlando.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I say we especially target youth. We've kind of figured out that from the beginning, I'd say that was pretty evident that that's who we wanted to kind of target. I mean, growing up at Bishop Moore, we've been granted so many opportunities, and we have so much access to so many resources that other kids may not be granted the opportunity. So through the organization, we kind of wanted to give them the resources that they otherwise wouldn't have, and like she said, kind of like level the playing field.
Okay. So you guys mentioned the toy drive and kids who walked 40 minutes to get something from it. So you guys must have seen them and their families. So why don't you tell us about the experience that it was for you and how grateful they were from the experience?
Yeah, there's honestly so many stories, and I think that from the toy drive, like there's so much that it's like you get to experience and you get to feel from these people. One example is we all of our members, once at the toy drive, like we all get a family, and then we take the family through the toy drive and help the kids pick out toys, and a lot of them were able to get bikes. We had like over 100 bikes, so like a lot of the kids were able to get bikes. And so I think that the good experience was like being able to connect with the kids, talk about like what do you want for Christmas and all this stuff. And a lot of these parents were so grateful, and they were like, I've never been able to get my kids gifts for Christmas. And a lot of them are bigger families. Like I know I helped one family who had like 8 kids, and yeah, so a lot of stuff like that. Like you can really see how grateful the parents are to be able to provide these services for their kids, and like it just brings a smile to your face to be able to help people like that.
I think honestly the toy drives are one of the biggest highlights for me every single year. Like just experiencing the impact that my personal service and my personal like efforts actually makes on a person and their individual life is one of the most beautiful things like I can even think of. Like of course we're helping all these different families, so you make special connections with each and almost every single one of them. But this one family, she had I think like 6 kids, and she was just overwhelmed with the amount of gifts that she had. They won like 3 different bikes, and she was like, oh, like I have to walk home. And she has like 3 kids who are all probably under 10, so they aren't really carrying that much, and then other ones have to ride bikes. And I was like, oh my gosh, like you don't have a car or anything? She's like, no, like we have to walk. And that's when the realization set in. I was like, wow, like she walked all this way. And then so I gathered a couple other volunteers, and we helped bring all this stuff towards her house. And just seeing how the kids, they weren't even bothered by it. Like they're so appreciative. They weren't like complaining about my feet hurt or anything like that. They were just so happy that they had the opportunity to actually get gifts for their Christmas and for their holidays, and to get food and stuff like that. The mother, she talked to me and she was like, wow, like thank you so much. Like you don't understand how much this means to me. Like I don't have to worry about gifts or anything this year. And that really stuck with me.
That's amazing.
Like I think seeing the actual impact that you make and seeing it come to life, and seeing how much just something one person can do for not just one person but for a whole family is one of the most important things for anyone to experience in their life.
That's amazing. That really is. And last but certainly not least.
Yeah, I agree. The days of toy drives genuinely like bring tears to eyes. Like it is such a wonderful experience. The entire day is just filled with joy. Like it's so palpable. Honestly, the day is just so happy and joyous for the kids, for the volunteers, for the parents, for everyone. And I remember like you form so many connections because you spend time with these families. You're guiding them through the toy drive process, and you really form connections with them as time goes on. And I remember someone was going around with photos, and the mom brought me in. It was like a photo of all the kids and the bikes lined up, and she's like, you're part of the family, like you can get in the photo. And she took a photo, and like through those moments you see how much you're actually impacting someone and like what a difference that you're making. And those days are just they're so unforgettable, and you really realize that what you're doing is for a good cause.
That's great. That's really, really great. This was an organization created at a Catholic school, so I can imagine that there were some Catholic principles behind it. So how is this experience and starting this nonprofit organization, how does it connect to your faith, and how has it grown it?
So I think that obviously it stems from our Catholic faith. Like I've been going to Catholic school my whole life, so I think a lot of the morals are like embedded in me, and I know like how important it is to help others and like use what you have to be able to assist others in life. And I think that with whatever we do as an organization, I think it's important to remember how grateful we are and how blessed we are, and use that to like share your faith with others and spread the joy to other people. And just like you can see really in the Bishop Moore community with all of our members who are mostly Bishop Moore students, you can really see like how people really do care. And it's honestly like, I feel like it's embedded in the faith, and just how everyone is really taught the morals of like to help others and to serve others and to really care about other people. And you can really see that in the organization.
Okay, nice.
I agree. For me personally, one of the main things that I considered while making this nonprofit was the fact that everyone deserves the same human dignity, which was what I was taught going to a Holy Family in Bishop Moore. So just maintaining dignity and trying to protect that was one of the main things that I was considering while going through this nonprofit. And even for me personally, I found that honestly, like beforehand, I would say I was more of a lukewarm Christian, more like Christian and Catholic because I was born into a Catholic family.
Okay.
But as I've seen all these different people and the amount of blessings that I was given, I found my own personal connection growing stronger with the Lord as well.
Okay.
So I'm appreciative.
That's great. That is really great.
I think through our organization, even in its founding and its continued to this day, we always keep our faith in the forefront of our mind and the principles and virtues that we've been taught through the curriculum at this school and through all of our teachers and through all of the different like opportunities that are offered through this school. Kind of we make sure to maintain that and keep that at the forefront and never forget to stay true to our Catholic principles and continue them in our work every day.
I agree. That's amazing. That's great. That's really great. Why don't you guys look into the camera and tell people how they can get involved and why they should get involved?
So we always have our Instagram at Kids for the O, and we also have our website, kidsfortheo.org, where you can go on. We have all of our contact information, and for all of our lower grade people and people our age and older, we are always taking new applications. So just keep up with the Instagram, keep up with the website. I think we're posting new applications like next week.
Okay.
Yeah, like honestly, if you're involved, even if you don't see an application form or anything, you guys can directly talk to any of our board members, any other member, DM us, email us. It honestly doesn't matter. Like as long as you follow with what our mission is and want to do good in the Orlando community, then message us.
Okay. You guys said you can message them. So like, you have any socials or officers you want to plug on here?
Yeah, we have Kids for the O on Instagram, so I definitely recommend following that, looking out for updates, fundraising events, and any applications that are coming out.
Okay. Well, girls, thank you very much for coming in here today and talking about your organizations. It sounds like it's for a wonderful cause, and I'm sure it'll grow in the next few years here at Bishop Moore. So make sure to follow Kids for the O on Instagram. Make sure to follow What's Buzzin' and Horner Productions. I'm Matthew, and have a great day, Bishop Moore.